Привет, Yulia. Как дела? Today is Tuesday, January the 31st at 12:30 p.m. here in San Francisco. And today's video message, I want to talk to you about, or talk with you about financial services. Again, I hope that you are doing better today. I know that Yanukovych is being childish because no one goes on Twitter and makes himself look retarded by the comments that he's feeding you. So, in the offset, before I really get into my message, I just want to say keep your head high because, like you said, Yanukovych, Yushchenko, the both victors are full of lies, and it's very apparent. So I just hope that it gets to the point to where you're completely numb to the lies that are being thrown at you, and that you're just whizzing away in truth, justice, and peace. Okay, so with that being said, I want to get into my message for you today, which is concerning financial services. And the reason being because financial services basically opens up to who I am and what it is I aspire to be. I realized that the global financial crisis, when we entered the global financial crisis, and every day on the news back in 2009, 2008, you heard this whole uh, every day about how the global financial markets were contracting. And at that time, I realized that we need better financial services. Okay, I was just getting back from being in Korea for about 6 years, and I came to the United States in hopes of being able to connect um, businesses that I'm involved with in Korea, and hopefully be able to establish more foundation here on the West Coast. However, that's another video. In terms of the outcome, we entered a global financial crisis, and I realized at that moment we needed better global financial services. And so that's a little bit about why I'm doing the things that I am doing today, is because the need of financial services. And I will try my hardest not to get into any other products and services that I personally am working on to be able to offer on this video. However, I will share them with you in the near future. But first, I want to read to you uh, the actual um, report that the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission, what they found last January, which is about a year ago. It concluded that the crisis was avoidable and was caused by widespread failures in financial regulation, including the Federal Reserve's failure to stem the tide of toxic mortgages, dramatic breakdowns in corporate governance, including too many financial firms acting recklessly and taking on too much risk, an explosive mix of excessive borrowing and risk by households and Wall Street that put the financial system on a collision course with crisis. Key policymakers ill prepared for the crisis, lacking a full understanding of the financial system they oversaw, and systemic breaches in accountability and ethics at all levels. Okay, there is a lot of meat in that report, and it's just the conclusion of that report. Um, Ethics is what I want to talk to you about. Okay, because basically what this whole thing is saying is that uh, financial firms were acting reckless. What is financial firms acting reckless? And then when it gets when these firms are now on the desk of uh, legislators and policymakers, then and their recklessness, then these same policymakers they have an idea of what to do. Now the problem with that is that in the United States, with the kind of lawlessness that is already going on, it can only breed more destruction, a greater crisis. You see, because this originated in the U.S. housing market through subprime lending. And these are the products and services that were coming up in the U.S. markets. Adjustable rate mortgages. All of these things we see created this bubble, okay? Recklessness, okay? And what I see happen was that the government, the U.S. government's response was to stimulate, was was to provide fiscal stimulus and monetary policy expansion. Okay, and that's the ethical part that we must look at. Because someone on the surface may say, well, what's wrong with fiscal stimulus and monetary policy expansion? It's the exact same thing as subprime mortgages and adjustable rate mortgages. The same products that got the bottom people, the homeowners, in trouble is the same product that is going to get sovereign countries in trouble, mainly in the EU. Okay? Now, with that being said, we have to really look at what position we are in. Okay? What I mean by what position we are in, what I mean by this is that the EU has already felt susceptible to U.S. monetary policy expansion. Okay? What do I mean by U.S. monetary policy expansion? Because the U.S. said we're going to throw money at it. Okay? However, the money that they're throwing at it is borrowed money, which is the same thing that started it. Okay? They went to Europe and said, hey, Europe, we're finna throw money at this. It's called fiscal stimulus. But the money that we're going to throw at this is coming out of a loan, which basically says we can put more dollars around the world based on this housing crisis. And that again is a sign of the spread of capitalism. Okay, so my biggest question to the United States is you pick when does a housing market crisis become the perfect time to expand capitalism? Because it says you did nothing to the problem, which is what we can see in New York City, in every city, just in all the occupied cities in America. We can see that the U.S. did not do anything about the initial problem. However, they took it as a means to expand capitalism on a indebted basis, which is why you see more protests going on overseas. Okay? So, here again, I found the need to start up a new company. And I will mention one product that I'm going to push from here out that is going to become a great enemy to U.S. monetary policy expansion, that is. Meaning, we're not going to idly sit by and say that, okay, whatever money that the public is missing, we're just going to roll that into more debt, more loans. No, that is not what I want to offer. What I want to offer people is the idea of e-bank, which is basically banking online. Why am I banking online? Why do I want to provide a format when basically these same banks are already saying, "Oh, I'm online. You can access me online all you want to." Okay, but the point that they're missing is that people have enough sense to be able to say to themselves, if it's money that I'm needing, I can go online, access my website, okay, and not only will I find the resources there that I'm looking for, but I'm also be able to plug my life into the product that I'm after. Meaning that instead of using a computer to tell me whether or not you're worthy of this money, let's talk about your aspirations. Okay? Let's get more in detail about the customer. And so as I prepare to design a website that is going to interact more closer closer with its customers, to be able to provide resources that are catered to their individual, not just needs, but lifestyle, that is going to basically tell that that borrower, hey, listen, borrower, as long as you can channel these monies in this direction because this is the flow. You see what I'm saying? Then there should be no worries. Okay? But the problem is people don't want to serve people with an open hand. Okay? Which is where I come in and take over market. Okay? So that's just a little insight of my financial service briefing, and it's a lot more, but I'm running at 12 minutes already. Okay, I know I may have not been very clear on how people are going to access your website and things of that nature based on the idea that they can be more without having to go in and say, well, this is my money today, but I have no plan with it for tomorrow. Okay, all I'm after is just to put more in. Okay, regardless of what you have in mind. Okay, I believe that's irresponsible. Irresponsible lending. Okay? Because the lender wants to be more involved with the person's life, saying that, listen, here is more money. When I say more money, here's your loan today, and it's going, the interest and things that you pay. While you're paying all of that interest, please look at me as I move forward so that you can see where more money is for you to obtain once you click on another tab on the website. Invest with me. You see what I'm saying? Take some of that money and keep it. Okay? Meantime, we're gonna refine what your idea is. Okay? What I'm basically saying is it's my job to make sure that you're able to pay me back. So what am I gonna do? Teach you how to fish. Okay? So with that being said, I'll send you another video pretty soon. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye bye.